Hi traders, welcome to this live currency strength indicator table with me, John, on this Monday, the 18th of September. Let's get straight into things because there's a lot of charts here that are coming up that we need to go take a look at, mainly on the pound side of things. Pound remains weak. This was something we highlighted last week. If that could continue, then I think we've got some opportunities that we could be looking at. Pound CAD in particular is topping our day traders table and topping the trend traders table, so going to be focusing a little bit of attention there. We've also got the euro, which is quite interesting at the moment, and I've placed an order on euro US dollar, which has not triggered yet, so we'll go take a look at that market as well. But let's kick it off then. I do want to just let you know that this week is quite a heavy news week. If I was just actually changing the filter here in the tab and just go to high impact data only and apply that, you can see we've got lots of data coming up this week. We've got the CPI, we've got the Federal Reserve interest rate decision. I think a lot of people will be looking at that. We've got an interest rate decision from the Swiss National Bank and the Bank of England. We've also got a Bank of Japan announcement coming up as well. So there's lots going on this week in the markets, and I think that in these type of conditions we can often see the market flip back and forth between conditions. So our conviction's going to need to be quite strong this week in order to really knuckle down and trade a position. Pound CAD is going to be an interesting one. Obviously we've got CAD CPI data this week, as well as the Bank of England announcements, so obviously that's going to be a little bit of a worry if we are in any kind of positions around those events. Now, going into the charts, then let's go take a look. I just got the trading view open again. This is the position that I've placed on euro US dollar. I'm looking for a potential move down into this 1.055 handle. The reason why I'm interested in this market is if we just go up to our weekly time frame here, I'm just going to zoom out. We closed bearish again last week. It's very similar to what we were looking at last week. Nice bearish close, expecting the continuation. We've come down into this kind of first support zone, and momentum doesn't seem to be shifting back to the upside just yet. In fact, I still quite like the idea of maybe coming down into the 1.055 handle, which are these lows here. You can see there's actually quite a lot of action going on around that point through there. So that's the idea around that. Quite like the opportunity of price coming down into that area. And if I look at the 4 hour, I'm kind of again trying to just see how is the market kind of shaping up, and we talk about this quite a bit. If we look at this area here, for instance, you know, there's lots of consolidation. Price comes into the 50 MA on the 4 hour time frame. We reject it, we break down. I'm kind of expecting something similar here. Maybe not, obviously, because I'm looking to get short here. I'm not expecting it as long as a consolidation. You know, this lasted quite a few days, so I don't really want to get stuck into that. Then the downside move. So I will be watching this one quite closely because I want the momentum to be behind this trade. I want price to start of head lower, break through these lows and head towards that key level. So I will keep an eye on this. I'm on the 4 hour chart at the moment, so that's what I'm going to be sort of sticking to see if we get any kind of continuation to the downside there. But essentially, look at that pullback, very slow. The one thing I do like the look of is the hourly chart. Again, why was I interested in this? Well, if you look at the 7 AM candle close, it was quite aggressively short off the 50 MA, off of this level of resistance as well. So I've got the resistance mapped out as the 1.0696 down to this zone here, which are all these opens and closes around about the 1.0672. So this is the zone of interest for me. I think if we get any kind of rejection in and around that area, that could be the catalyst which drives prices lower. We also looked at the potential break in trend here. You know, we do have similar things over here. You know, if we look at it from a break of trend over here, you know, that would have been classed as a breaking trend here, which we could have looked to short. Obviously, then price does go sideways for a large period of time before pushing lower. I'm trying to avoid that with this trade at the moment. So if we do see price maybe break a little bit higher, break back, well, we have broke back above the 50 at the minute, but if we get maybe a couple of closes in around this area, I'll take this order off and I'll look to potentially reposition us. But at the moment, I'm looking at this 4 hour, looking to see if we maybe trade through that 4 hour low, which could then drive prices to the downside. So that's the kind of theory behind Euro US dollar at the moment, as well as the fact that we're backed up by the tables here with Euro as W2, dollar as S3 at the moment. So that's where I'm really kind of looking at for an opportunity. Elsewhere, you've got cable. Cable potentially is another one to watch. I quite like the idea of price coming back towards this zone through here. We've got a nice key area coming in at 124.50 and 125. Those two levels of interest could be quite good. Again, weekly was fairly strong, bearish close on cable. To me, that is I feel like there's an opportunity for us here around those two resistance levels if we were to see price pull back. Again, daily, we went sideways for a few days before breaking through. So I'm just kind of looking to see, is there any kind of areas that we can get involved with the market? If I look at the stochastic, we're still below the 20 at the moment. K is above D though, however, so we're still technically short here, but just not maybe as aggressive into that move. What I would love to see maybe is price pull back, come back maybe into that 124.50 area. We reject here, we get a little bit of a crossover again, the momentum starts to shift, 50 MA through there on the 4 hour as well. Maybe some of that conditioning there would then kind of entice me to have a little look at a position. At the moment, still going to hold back at that. But like I said, I do like pound. Now, pound CAD was top of our day traders, top of our trend traders. So I'm looking to see how this one shapes up. We've had quite an aggressive move to the downside. The one thing that does concern me is this daily chart. You can see we've broken through Friday's low. We're starting to pull back a little bit. We are still bearish on the momentum side of things. I do quite like the 166.50 resistance though. That was the low that formed on the 8th of June. And if we actually look left as well, there's lots of kind of price action going on in there. But that one to me feels quite significant. So yeah, like the idea of being short there. Obviously, what we don't want to see is price obviously making higher highs. So if we break back above 168 that I've got marked in here as a minor resistance level, then I'm not looking to enter this anytime soon. I think price could then obviously pull back maybe and then continue lower. So you can see I've already still got my alert at the area that we looked at last week, which was quite unfortunate because if we actually did take into consideration what happened here, I actually set an alert at 169.50, and you can see I didn't get that alert sent off, and that was that kind of 4 hour candlestick in here, which was unfortunate because if we actually go down into the hourly time frame, we had a really nice rejection of the 50 MA, and then we had a crossover on the stochastic point in giving us that kind of bearish agreement there, and then look what happened, price cascaded lower. So yeah, didn't quite get that entry that I was looking for on this particular market because that alert didn't go off. But like I said, I'm just going to monitor this one. 168 feels like a level to me that I like the interest of because it's prior highs on this 4 hour time frame. And I think if we get a false breakout here, maybe a nice long wick to the upside, that could be something that can then sort of give us an idea of what's going to happen next. Similar, we've got pound Aussie. Pound obviously performed really well last week. If you did hold the trade, we look to short below this candlestick low here. Stop loss I think was 95 pips. If you did hold all the way to target, you had about 1.23. Obviously, if you held that trade, that's something that's obviously completely up to you. But yeah, price did follow through at that particular moment. So that was something to watch out for. I do still quite like pound Aussie to the downside. The only concern I've got right now is the 192 handle is right below, and you can see we did get a positive reaction from that level. I've marked up the sort of recent 4-hour high, the 192.85, I'm actually going to set an alert there, because I think if price can come back into that reject it, we may get similar options to what happened here. You know, a little bit of a pullback, rejection, price came in, a little bit of a pullback, rejection, maybe price pushes to the downside. Now, I pointed out 1.92 as resistance before because it was this weekly level of support. So we also have to consider that potential for price to stay within this long-term upward trend. Again, the news could be a catalyst for this. You know, if we get any kind of positive announcements from the Bank of England, maybe that may spur a little bit of a change here, and that may spur a little bit of more bullishness from this market. If we were to break 192, where could we look for targets? Well, we've got this little area down into here originally, then down into there. So we've got the lows on the 21st of July, which are around about the 0.8970. So that support zone would be something to be careful of. And then the lows back on the 12th and 13th of June this year as well would be something as well, which is around about the 1.8534. That would be an area of interest as well. But at the moment, everything's kind of pointing to the downside. My only concern is the fact that we are at a weekly support. I do like to look at the weekly chart for a bit of direction, and that would be my only concern. But if it breaks through that level, you can see 1.8975 would definitely be something we're interested in, and then this weekly low down at the 1.86 handle would be something definitely to look out for. EuroCAD then, so again, quite a lot of EuroCAD short. Weekly bearish. We've got these lows coming up down through here. Stochastic turned bearish as well. Looking at that 4-hour time frame though, just getting that pullback. I'd love to see 145 tested. Whether we get that, I don't know, but you've got this kind of zone through here, which I just love, like what we're getting now. A bit of a slow pullback, then a break to the downside. I think that would be really ideal. Maybe some kind of trend line break as well. That would be super ideal, I think, for this kind of market. Looking at it from a daily, bullish daily close on the Friday, so that could just be profit taken from this kind of monster move that we had, you know. And if that continues, maybe some slow daily candles as well into that rejection and a drive lower. Again, could be something really of interest for us going forward. So yeah, consider that one. Take a look at that one. Definitely something I think we've got an interest in going forward. Those are the only kind of charts really that I've got mapped out right now. Obviously euro, US dollar, pound, US dollar, we've got euro and order on there. Euro, CAD, pound, Oz, pound, CAD I still quite like. Now we do have some Swissy pairs on our tables at the moment, but Swiss just hanging around W3. Obviously, CAD Swiss was a really good market for us last week, so we can't really ignore looking at it. Do I think it's worthy of a trade now? That would be my only question. We are above spot 66, which just said something that we want to see if we want to get to the next level of resistance, which is 0.68. So we do have that condition met. If we look at it from a weekly perspective, we're bullish on the weekly. So I do technically like longs, CAD Swiss. I want to pull back though. I want to pull back. Obviously, this was ideal last week. I want to see something similar. Bit of a pullback, maybe a retest of 0.66, maybe a bit of a pull down here on the stochastic and move back towards the upside of it, and then I can look for something there. If we go take a quick look at the hourly, you know, we are technically tapping the 50 at the moment. Looking back though, 50 hasn't really acted as too much of a support and resistance level. There was a couple of nice touches back in the day, but what I would really be interested, maybe we look at this low, you know, this kind of low area through there, bit more of a deeper retracement, maybe something like this then on the stochastic. I think we need more confluence to go long in this market in particular now. Look at that daily close. I'd rather see what happens here than get too much involved with that one. I think the only other market that we may then be interested in is that sort of pound Swiss market. you know, maybe there's something that we can get involved with there. Although, let's just have a quick flick back to the top. Sorry, pound and Swiss are on the same side. I meant Aussie Swiss, sorry. Let's go over a quick flick over to Aussie Swiss. Another market I was quite interested in last week. Didn't look for a position in the end, but look at that candlestick on Friday. I just don't feel like we've got what we want there at the moment. Maybe a little bit of a pullback, then we can reconsider this market. But I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching the video update. I really hope you enjoyed it. We have an order resting in here on Euro US dollar. I'll keep you up to date if it does trigger, if we do need to cancel at any point. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.